agencies. What should somebody do if a federal agent contacts them, approaches them?
Contact an attorney immediately. Again, as Chris said, once the federal government has zeroed in on you, it's not something that they forget about. They have resources to follow you for years. We see cases sometimes where people are being monitored and followed for months and years, and by the time the feds come knock on your door, there's already a file extremely thick with your information in it. They can access your phones. They'll offer you to come in for an interview. At that point, I mean, you need an attorney just to sit down with you and discuss what you're at risk for, what your options are, because you've probably there's a file with a name on your desk somewhere, or there's a file with your name on it on a desk somewhere.
And there's, we always say this at Combs Waterkotte, call a lawyer. That should be the first thing you do before making any statements. But when you're talking about being investigated by a federal agency, people often forget that lying to a federal agent is a crime in of itself. So you get contacted by any type of federal agent, you need to put a lawyer between yourself and the federal government, because anything you say, again, that is untruthful, you can catch another charge on top of what you're being investigated for lying. So you have to put a lawyer between yourself and the United States government.
And that's the difference, right? Like in the conversation from the go, like at starting point with contact with a federal agent,
should never say
you cannot
anything.
speak
Yes.
a lie from that point forward at all.
I mean, you should literally not say a single word when being investigated if you are approached or detained, by the feds. Another thing is a lot of times, I mean, people are terrified, right? Your door gets kicked in at 5 a.m. by the U.S. Marshals or, SWAT, and they have you sitting there as they're rummaging through your house with a search warrant, and some of these, agents are trying to get information. And, we have clients that think, oh, I have to do this. Like I'm absolutely screwed. I have to give them information. That is the worst thing you could possibly do, because if you're going to give them information, there's a time and a place for that where you can actually receive credit to get a downward departure in your sentencing guidelines. But you're not getting credit when you're just spouting off information without a lawyer looping in a federal prosecutor.